Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Today, we had the opportunity to see Shanquella's mother and her sister. They held a press conference today. And let's get into this and take a look at what they talked about. The sister at the very end of the press conference did confirm that there is no arrest because there's still this confusion floating around. It's just so sad that these people keep spreading this rumor. But let's get into this. Basically, essentially, they're going to be having a rally in honor of Shanquella. She also expressed in this hearing what justice she wants to see done. And she wants all Cabo 6 to be extradited back to Mexico. So let's take a look and listen to what she and they had to say at this hearing.
Conference was organized to talk about. This press conference was organized to talk about Saturday's Justice for Shanquella Robinson Rally Day that will be held at 4 p.m. right here at Little Rock AME Zion Church, Saturday, December the 10th, 2022.
Tell us about the event. What's going to be happening on Saturday?
We have, thank you. I'm used to questions.
Don't worry.
Call and response.
Don't worry.
So Saturday we have guest speakers coming in, basically to show their support for the Robinson family, continued support for the Robinson family, and it's something that, as a native of Charlotte, born and raised, and the community wanted, for this family. There were thousands of people that didn't make it into the services a couple of weeks ago. So this is the opportunity to come and show their support with the Robinson family again and to love on them and basically let them know that we stand with them. And it's justice for Shanquella Robinson until justice is served.
Where are you guys going to be marching to? Exactly.
We're not marching. Shanquella has a grandmother that's older, and I'm sure she wants to be a part of the day. So we're doing it indoors. That's the purpose of having it here at Little Rock. And like I say, the guest speakers will be here on the inside of the sanctuary. And we have some special tributes along throughout the rally as well.
Okay, so this is something, that a lot of people all across the nation and
Before I start, so the woman here with the pink sweater, that is Tequila Long. That is Shanquella's sister, older sister. Behind him, this gentleman here who organized this press conference is Shanquella's mother. You can't see her, but she's directly behind there. And the father, just to clarify, they're separated. So Salamandra and Bernard are not married. So from what I'm looking at, it appears that they kind of have their own separate campaign going on regarding justice. I mean, of course, they're both in unity as it relates to justice for Shanquella, but you will see them do interviews and press conferences and different things separately. That's why you don't see Bernard at this one. So that's just to answer one of the questions in the chat. Sorry to interrupt you guys. And just one more thing, because I don't want confusion. There's a reporter, because of all this confusion about the arrest thing, there's a reporter that misspeaks and asks a question about, now that there's been an arrest, and then the guy answers and he doesn't clarify it. Don't get confused by that, because at the very end of this press conference, Tequila does confirm. She actually goes on the mic and says, just to confirm, there's been no arrest. So going to resume. Sorry, I had to just clarify that.
about have been tuned into because a lot of people have cared about Shanquella and what happened to her. Could you just talk about why this is something that's just, again, important, not just for the family, but again, a lot of people have been invested in this and want to see justice for her from literally all across this country. Definitely. And now that an arrest has been made, just kind of tell us how this is integral to pushing support for her forward at this point.
First and foremost, it helps to begin the healing process for not only the Robinson family, but the community, the nation. This is a story that touched the world, unfortunately. And with the the national attention that it has gotten, hosting the event was important to us to ensure that her name stay alive. You know, during we all saying justice for Shanquella, but it's the days after, days like Saturday, the days after that the family need that extra boost and that extra support. So again, it was something that was important to me, and I had a lot of people reaching out to me asking, "What are y'all going to do?" And out of respect of the family, I didn't want to do nothing prior to them laying her to rest. And during that week leading to her services, the world was right there at them. So I wanted to be respectful, and I made contact with mom after the services, and we talked, and we came up with a date, and here we are.
Right, and you said it starts at 4, not 3.
It starts at 4 p.m. Originally it was 3, but we pushed it back to 4.
Why do you think so many people resonated with Shanquella's story? And obviously, it went all across the world. Everybody talked about it. What about her do you think just resonated with people? Just grew to her and thought of her like as a sister.
As things unfolded that week, we all saw it. One, it was a slap in the face to the family. The way everything was unfolded, the lies, and I think that was a big piece of it for them to lie like that to her mother, her family. It touched a lot of people's hearts, and you're heartless if it didn't touch you, because it was just that sensitive.
What do you want people to get from this event that's going to happen after it happens?
A sense of hope and unity, and a sense of humanity. We're human, and the way she left us, because she belonged to us now, the way she left us, that it should have never happened. So I just want everybody to leave here with a sense of hope, unity, love is the key thing. Love conquers all. So if that could be the message, let's leave here with love.
What is resolution for the family and you guys? Is that every one of these people getting arrested and going to jail, serving the proper? Can you guys talk about justice? What justice are you guys exactly looking for?
So me and the family haven't had that conversation together, but if I may say, yes, there you go.
Everybody being arrested and doing time in Mexico. Everybody extradited over there and doing their time there. That'll be justice for us as of now.
Can you say anything that
We can't say anything.
to you guys?
Yeah, we can't say anything about it, but they're working on it.
So one thing I needed to stop and explain right here. So there was a reporter that was saying, "What justice would you like to see?" And that's when the sister interjected, and she said she wants everyone extradited. And she confirmed they're working on that right now. That should clue you in that they at least know somewhat of what the process is. They're not getting a lot of communication, but they at least have some knowledge of a limited amount of what's going on, with her confirmation that they're working on it. They've already reached out, confirmed with her that they're working on it. The reason why I'm emphasizing this no arrest thing so much, because there are people out here rallying around this reporter who gave this false information. And you clearly can tell that it's false, because if you go back on that man's website, he retracted that information and now saying woulda, coulda, shoulda been arrested. And this is taking a toll on this family. Look at their face. It's causing confusion to them. It's not about us. Whether or not this reporter has some inside information, there's no record of it. And what it's doing is it's causing emotional turmoil on this family. And it's not fair to this family to be tormented hearing all this back and forth information. Arrest, no arrest, arrest, no arrest, arrest, no arrest. And it's like this case has become a complete circus, because we've got people out here trying to get views and credit for being the first to announce things. And people aren't really caring about the pain it's causing this family. And that's why I just had to stop that there. But the emphasis on, they want everybody arrested. You could see the face of this mother. She's emotionally drained, all this, back and forth. And we need to go to this rally. If you guys are in the North Carolina area, you need to go to the rally. It's time for us to start being vocal and keeping it loud about this case, because mainstream is not doing anything really much about it. So that's my little 10 cents before I.
Should people expect huge crowds again? Like, because I mean, at the for the funeral services, there was obviously hundreds, if not thousands, of people that showed up. Should people expect huge crowds again on Saturday?
Absolutely, yes. The message and the word has gotten out, and we just want to be able to accommodate and, like, again, come to love, show that support for the family and love on them, let them know that we stand with them.
So support she's got, this has to say a lot about Charlotte, this area, how they support people, especially with she named herself, things like that.
Repeat that.
Talk about, the fact that she got so much support, what it means, like Charlotte, the area of Charlotte, they care about it.
You want to answer that? Okay.
So basically what you said is why Charlotte has shown so much support. And it goes back to the question that you asked earlier. And I think it's because of who she was. Shanquella Robinson was a beautiful person inside and out. She wasn't a person who was into drama and mess. And she was just the epitome of a young girl that was, quote unquote, doing her thing. She was doing the right thing, finished school, doing all these positive things, and had positive things just going for her. So that is why I believe that Charlotte is rallying together, and other supporters who have rallied together to support it, because as Mario said earlier, she did not deserve what happened to her. And it's unfortunate that there are a lot of people who can be jealous, who can be envious of you. So in addition to the justice that we know is going to be served, we also wanted to show a lesson to people that you have to say something, that you have to do something, because you are just as guilty as doing it if you stand around and you're recording things. And that seems to be the culture of today. And we want to do something about it. So this whole rally is just, like he said, coming together in love, just to show this family the love and support that they deserve and that they need, because the more love you feel, the better you'll feel. So it will give us hope. And actually, we hope that it would change somebody else's opinion and change their mind. So when they're standing there, instead of recording a fight or doing something like that, they will help. Or an assault, I won't even call it a fight, recording an assault, they will get some help. They will do something, and say something. So that is one of the main purposes, because our youth are, he's Million Youth March of Charlotte. Our youth are heavily affected. And so we hate that Shanquella had to be the person to set the example. But I do believe that after this has happened, we won't see any more of this. That is our ultimate goal. And so that's why they're coming. That's why this family is showing up. That's why this family wants you to know who Shanquella Robinson was. Because if you know her, to know her is to love her. And like he said, it was not, this was unjustified. And until justice is served, this family will not be healed. But this is just one of the many acts that's going to happen to show her love. And we appreciate Charlotte stepping up. We appreciate all the stars and, the people who have come in and who are sharing it, because without them bringing attention to this, we honestly don't know if anything would have happened. So we are grateful for the love and the support that Charlotte has shown this family. I'm sorry. My name is Lakeisha Mobley. Thank you. LAKEISHAMOBLEY. And I represent Team True Blue and Mothers of Murder Offspring.
Did you all expect this kind of outpouring? I mean, did you think that people all across the world would be sending donations and doing these types of things, just showing so much love?
No.
Well, that was amazing. Did you hear that question from the reporter? The reporter said, did you expect this type of, support? And the sister's like, no. That's powerful to see that everybody unified together and just really rallying behind this family, and how, it's really overwhelmed them with joy to see this much support for Shanquella. So I thought that was amazing. And that woman, Lakeisha Mobley, man, was she powerful. Team True Blue, talking about, reinforcing the issue with jealousy and envy, and just what a wonderful young lady Shanquella was, and just the importance of saying something and this rally bringing forth hope to the nation, hope to this family, hope for justice. So I think that was pretty powerful. I just had to stop and
Dr. Walker, do you have anything you'd like to say?
So yeah. Hi, I'm Dwayne Walker, pastor here at Little Rock Amy Zion Church, and we are honored to welcome the Robinson family and the community of Charlotte to come to celebrate the life of Shanquella, as well as to just put the spotlight on this horrific event, and to, as Reverend Mobley said, to encourage others that you can say something. You are responsible. You are your brother and your sister's keeper, and we are responsible for one another. We can't turn a blind eye when we see things like this happen. We have to say something. If you don't say something, then certainly you're just as guilty as the person who did it. And so we want to stand with this family. As Little Rock Amy Zion Church, we want to open up our doors to the community to let them know that we are a place of healing and a place of hope, and you're certainly welcome here to express that. So we hope that people will come and wrap their arms around this family, and that we will send a message across the world that the city of Charlotte does care. And as people, though I did not know Shanquella, I have 4 daughters. It could have been my daughter. It could be your daughter. And so we want to be sure that this does not happen ever again to anyone. So thank you so much for your time.
I want to piggyback on something. She said nobody has been arrested. Yeah. Nobody's been arrested. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Let that be known.
She said nobody has been arrested. Yeah. Nobody's been arrested. Okay.
did you guys see that? Look at the demeanor of Tequila Long. She is absolutely frustrated and irritated when people keep pushing this false lie about the arrest. You can see her being assertive and emphasizing no one has been arrested. And even you can hear the reporter quickly correcting herself saying, arrest warrant. So that is key evidence to you. You can just look at people's demeanor and body language, and you can tell the emotional toll that this rumor has put on this family. And you got bloggers going back and forth, arrest, no arrest, arrest, no arrest. And not only is it taking a huge toll on this family, but it tramples upon what we're trying to do. Because if this lie is pushed that there's an arrest, all that does is cause people to relax, stop talking about the case. They're like, okay, there's been an arrest. It's going to move through the system. We can really kind of lay back on really talking about the case that much. And it kind of dies down the momentum that this family needs to push for justice. As you guys can see, it took unity of our nation, of pretty much the world. There's people around the world talking about this case, not just in the United States. It took all of us unifying together and being vocal about justice for Mexico to act. And it's just, you could see, I'm just going to play this one more time. I need you to look at Tequila and just look at her demeanor. You can see the frustration on this young lady because of the lies that keep being spread. And it's messing with and tormenting this family because that's what they want. You already heard Tequila say she wants justice. She wants all of these individuals extradited, not just one, everybody. Okay. And somebody in the crowd, one of the reporters, provided misinformation again, saying an arrest. And she had, before the conference ended, this press conference ended, she had to get back on the microphone and say, and I need to piggyback and let you know there's been no arrest. Let me say that, play that one more time, because I'm still seeing these rumors and I just find it very frustrating because people want to be the first to announce things. They have absolutely no evidence at all to confirm what they're saying. So it's like, if you have no evidence of what you're saying, why are you saying it? You're just speculating. You're guessing. Oh, there has to be an arrest. No one knows about it. It has to be. No, people need to stop unless they can show verification. If you can't show it, don't talk about it because you're hurting the family. You're hurting this family right now. I'm going to play it one more time because I need you to look at her demeanor.
Nobody's been arrested.
Let that be.
She said nobody has been arrested.
Yeah.
Nobody's been arrested. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Ever again to anyone. So thank you so much for your time.
I want to piggyback on something. She said nobody has been arrested.
Yeah.
Nobody's been arrested. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Let that be known.
And you also heard the gentleman say, let that be known. Let it be known. Because y'all keep spreading these false rumors. Let it be known. Okay. And also Tequila, when she looked at the reporter who gave the false information, she looked at her and said, there's no been an arrest. And she waited for that woman to respond. And when the woman said arrest warrant, corrected herself, then she responded, okay, meaning good for correcting yourself. So I really need you guys to just be careful about the fake news out there. We need to care about this family first and people not trying to get views and stuff. So another thing I wanted to show you guys is this article that goes over and reinforces some of the research they did yesterday. It's from Charlotte Observer. And I thought they did a good job. I found this article, the Charlotte Observer. And again, so this was done December 6th. I found one article from Sandra Rose yesterday. And now I found another article from Charlotte Observer. And this was written yesterday, December 6th. And they said a suspect, but no arrest in Shanquella Robinson's case. What may happen next? And I want to just show you a key part here because we don't need to go over this part. This is the part I want to talk about. So they said the State Department declined to comment on whether or not they would extradite the suspect. So they don't even know whether they're going to extradite. They said extradition between states or nations is the process of one government sending a suspect to another government in order to face criminal charges, go to trial, or be imprisoned. As a matter of long-standing practice, the department does not comment on extradition matters. The department told the Observer earlier this month. The department does not provide confirmation of or commentary on investigations due to privacy and law enforcement considerations. So if they're private about it, why do we have people online talking about arrests when they don't even know about it? It's like, make it make sense. Nobody has evidence of this. And you also have to ask, if they say they don't comment on it, how is it that this reporter that's in Mexico would have inside confidential information from our government? There's some people need to just look at things for common sense, and it will, clarify things for people. The department said it supports a thorough investigation into the circumstances of this incident and is closely monitoring local authorities' investigations. And let me see here. Here, they said one news outlet, Metropolis in Cabo, has reported based on an unnamed source that one person in the trip has been detained in the U.S. The Charlotte Observer has checked police and court public records, local, state, and federal, both in and outside of North Carolina, and found no confirmation that the person rumored to be the suspect has been taken into custody or placed under arrest. The Observer is not naming individuals on the trip with Robinson because we have not independently verified the identity of the person on the arrest warrant. Former FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer recently spoke with the Pascal Show and Robinson's case. Coffindaffer said an arrest likely hasn't taken place yet. This woman who is speaking is a former FBI agent. She has worked for the FBI agent. She knows how they handle extraditions. She knows how they investigate these cases. And she even said an arrest likely hasn't happened yet. Despite the rumors, there's a problem with reports circulating that Interpol arrested a person connected to Robinson's death. Interpol is mainly a communication network that shares information regarding fugitives between countries. It does not handle arrests, Coffindaffer said. Interpol communicates information regarding suspects and fugitives via red notices. From the time of authorities in Mexico announcing a warrant was drawn through December, a red notice from Interpol had still not been issued for the suspect in the Robinson's death. So listen to that. They're saying that a red notice from Interpol, the red notice has not even been issued yet for the suspect in Robinson's death. And we'll go over that on another live. We can look through the Interpol, but it should be noted that sometimes there is notes in there on the website that they don't post every single extradition. So it may just be that they haven't posted it yet, or they won't post it. Extradition to Mexico. Mexican authorities have requested a suspect be extradited from the U.S. to Mexico to face charges of femicide. The U.S. and Mexico have a treaty in place from 1978 that allows for this. The request is investigated by the Department of Justice. So this is confirming, this is a second article I found that confirms exactly what I told you guys about extradition on another live that we discussed. And eventually is sent to the State Department for its final approval. So it's sent to the State Department. Because of the treaty, what happens next is more of a political issue than it is a legal one. Okay? A criminal defense attorney and adjunct professor, I can't say this guy's name, but this is the guy who said it. I can't say his name, so I'm gonna leave it. Say Dimitri, a criminal defense attorney and adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. And I'm not gonna slaughter this man's name, but Dimitri said more often than not, the U.S. will comply with a country it has a treaty with when it comes to extradition requests. If the authorities here in the U.S. deem it appropriate, then they will pursue the people from whom the arrest warrant was issued. And then those people will engage in a legal process here in the U.S., which involves going through the federal courts and then ultimately appealing the extradition process to the Secretary of State. And if you guys have listened to my extradition video, I'll actually attach it to the description. We went over the entire process. This is a second article that confirms it. This is an attorney that's confirmed, a co-attorney, because I'm an attorney also. So this is another attorney confirming what I said. And if an arrest is made, bail is typically denied in extradition cases, and the State Department will review the request. Everything that I've been talking to you guys about. So another attorney confirms it, what I just said. Now, initially, yes, the information may be private initially, but that information would have been public already. It's been 2 weeks. No, they would have had a bail hearing already. They would have had hearings already. It's been 2 weeks. They're not going to have it sealed that long. So I don't find it to be a valid allegation that this person is stating. And again, if you go to his website, he literally posted that other article we talked about stating that she would have been arrested. She would have had to travel. So he literally walked back his statement, and there's still people out there saying there's been an arrest, even though the originator of the allegation is walking back his statements. It's like, where are you getting this? You have no sources to support what you're saying. Just don't even say it at all, because you're hurting the family at the end of the day. The Secretary of State in the State Department actually makes the extradition decision. And we talked about this. This is another attorney confirming what I said, that the Secretary of State is the final decision maker. And this all can be found in statutes. I'll actually put my extradition video in my description. Sorry, guys, about that. Oh, that's going to get me a copyright, right? A copyright strike. Oh, no. Anyway, so confirms that the Secretary of State is the one that makes that final decision, okay? Now, FBI investigation of Robinson's death before authorities in the U.S. make an arrest. Look at this. Before they even make an arrest. Okay, listen to this. Before authorities in the U.S. make an arrest for someone wanted in another country, this is very important. The FBI will investigate to determine if there is sufficient cause for the person to be extradited. This sentence right here is very important because there's indications that the FBI is in the process of investigating right now. allegedly, Nazir's mother indicated that the FBI just finished questioning Nazir. So that means they're still in the process of investigating. So why would there be an arrest before they finish their investigation? That's another clue that there hasn't been one, because look at this. It says, before authorities in the U.S. make an arrest for someone wanted in another country, the FBI will investigate to determine if there is sufficient cause for the person to be extradited. And we already know FBI has not finished their investigation. They said they're in the process of doing that. We've heard a statement from Nazir's mother in my prior video that we talked about, where Nazir said that the FBI had finished speaking to Nazir. So they're still going around looking for these individuals, talking to them, gathering to see if there's sufficient cause at this point. Now, because there's a treaty, more than likely they may extradite them because of the treaty. But the FBI still has to do their investigation, and they haven't finished. They have to do their independent investigation. So why would there be a premature arrest? Why would they arrest when they haven't even determined if there's sufficient cause yet? That's another evidence there. There hasn't been. However, determining cause doesn't mean that the FBI will investigate and double check Mexico's criminal investigation. Right, because there's been a treaty in this case. They're not going to be extras. They're not going to scrutinize everything Mexico has said in their arrest warrant, the information they provided. But again, the whole purpose of the treaty is so one country doesn't really question the other country. The treaty means that we are understanding of each other's legal process, such that if we come to a decision, then that decision must be abided by. Okay? But they're still going to do their due diligence, even though they have to abide by that treaty. So that treaty gives us at least a clue that more than likely there will be an extradition in this case. However, it has to still go through the legal process. She's going to have an opportunity to appeal whatever the judge rules to try to get the case heard here. And more than likely, because of that treaty, the U.S. is going to abide by that treaty. But it doesn't mean that the U.S. doesn't have its own criminal charges that they may want to pursue. And we have to wait for the FBI to make that determination. And then it's going to just be a battle between both the U.S. and Mexico to determine who's going to litigate those criminal charges first, their criminal charges first. The U.S. may say, you know what, we're going to litigate our criminal charges first because they're already here in the U.S. We'll get those litigated here. And then you can go ahead and litigate yours afterwards. Who knows, though? We don't know because the FBI is still investigating. The FBI confirmed on November 18th, an investigation was opened. The FBI told the Observer this week that they had no updates on the case and that it was ongoing, and they would not comment on whether or not a U.S. arrest warrant has been issued. And this is very important to you. They would not comment on whether or not a U.S. arrest warrant has been issued. A U.S. one. We know that there's been a Mexico arrest warrant, but the U.S. also will issue an arrest warrant. If you go back to my video, we talked about that in the extradition video, is that the extradition request goes to the Department of Justice. Then they send the complaint to the magistrate where these individuals are located. Then that magistrate issues a U.S. arrest warrant to go out and arrest the person. So I had to go over that again for the sake of the family at this point. I'm being an indirect advocate for the family at this point because you could see on Tequila's face that she is exhausted with all the rumors going back and forth. And she had to emphasize to that reporter, there has been no arrest. All right, guys, if you're in the North Carolina area, please go to the rally because I wish I could go and just be with them and advocate for them. So if you guys go to that rally, please let me know how it goes. All right, take care, guys, and have a good day.